Hello and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, and the first video in a brand new series where I'm going to be looking at the various different pieces of theme park merchandise and memorabilia I've collected over the years. Now, of course, ever since the channel first started in 2012, I've always been quite well known for collecting various different pieces of theme park merchandise, whether it's the mugs, of course, what you see behind me and what we're starting with in this video, but of course there's so much more that I collect as well, whether it's real items from the parks, such as roller coaster wheels, theme park signage, the lot. I've collected so much different stuff over the years, and this is a very heavily requested video, so I thought, you know what, I'm not just going to go ahead and film one video. I did that a couple of years ago. I did one video and spoke all about the merchandise, and yeah, it went down really well. You guys liked it, but this time I want to sort of go more deeper into it and looking at more things in more detail, sharing some of my stories and memories about how I got them pieces of merchandise, so I'm sure you'll really enjoy that bit of an insight into what there is. And of course, over the past few years in the weekly news series, I have actually done a section called Merch Paradise that I'm sure quite a few of you are familiar with. If you're new to the channel, maybe not so much, but basically I did a weekly section where I pick something at random and just share it with you guys in the video each week, and yeah, talk a little bit about it. But yeah, this is going into much more detail than that of Merch Paradise and the merchandise video I did a couple of years ago. And yeah, we're kicking off this one with looking at the theme park mugs, and not just the mugs themselves. I've also got some like glasses and things as well to share with you. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, let's get started then by looking at some of my theme park mugs. Now, as I'm sure you can imagine, a lot of people have asked me over the years, Sean, why do you like collecting mugs so much? What do you love so much about them? So I thought I'd start this video off by talking a little bit about the backstory as to why I've got over 320 mugs in my collection. So basically, much like my love for theme parks, it all comes from Alton Towers, my local park that I've been visiting since I was a kid, and I've loved it since I was a kid. You know, I feel like the park's gone up and down over the years. It's been a roller coaster journey for Alton Towers, it really has. But it's still got that special place in my heart, and obviously we recently announced our huge USA road trip. As much as that's got nothing to do with Alton Towers, if it wasn't for me falling in love with roller coasters and Alton Towers at a young age, then the channel wouldn't exist, my life would be very different. And of course I've got to be so thankful for all the friends that I've met, and of course my wonderful girlfriend Charlotte, who's a huge part of the channel. So you know, I've got to thank Alton Towers for a lot, and also for my collection of mugs, because that is where it started. I didn't used to buy mugs from anywhere else. I used to collect them from Alton Towers, and in fact, along with getting them from the park, I used to go around local charity shops, of course, supporting a really good cause, and obviously being around Alton Towers, I'm only 10 minutes away. I found a lot of old Alton Towers mugs, and some of the ones that I'm going to talk about, in like old charity shops and things. Anyway, before I knew it, I had a case full, like a stand full of all mugs, and there was about 12 to 15 mugs on it, and it just looked really nice, and I thought, you know what, I like collecting these. Of course, started going down to Thorpe Park, Chessington and stuff, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, and my collection just started to grow and grow, and it got to like 2004, I think it was the opening year of Spinball Whizzer, and Alton Towers brought loads of new merchandise out that year, and I bought loads, and my collection grew to like 60 mugs in that year, and then it just kept growing bigger and bigger. Of course, starting Sandbrook Productions, my original channel, in 2008, and yeah, going on from there, it just kept getting bigger, and then I had a whole wall done in my bedroom full of mugs, and then that got bigger, and I thought, hang on a minute, whoa. So I got to the point where I was going to launch Theme Park Worldwide in 2012. And I thought, right, I'm going to create a new studio space, somewhere to, like a museum called the World of Theme Parks, and that's what we're still in here today, which is of course an outbuilding to the main house. And you know, like in here, it was a perfect place for storing things and all my theme park memorabilia, and mainly for the mugs. And this has even changed over the years. When I first came in here in 2012 and built this, like it was just the one wall, but it was all over, you know. Now it's crazy, isn't it? Like the shelves they're everywhere, and you're going to get to see a lot more of that throughout the video. But yeah, let's get started. That's a bit of the backstory about the mugs. I just thought I'd share that with you. Let's have a little look at some of the mugs that have sort of been here for the longest, so to speak, and we're starting off with some of these just behind me here, so I'm going to bring these out individually and we'll have a look. So I mentioned about the Alton Towers collection. Now a lot of these, pretty much 80% of these I'd say were from a charity shop. Like we've got this nice Thunderlooper mug just here from Alton Towers, for example, and as I talk about them. I'm going to take them off the shelf because in fact I'm going to be cleaning all of these. Every year I'll clean them all, and you might think, whoa, yeah, you dust them once a year. Because we're in an outbuilding, of course they get all the fresh air and things, so they don't really get that dusty, to be honest. I mean, these haven't been touched for a year and they look fine. This is a nice one. Henry Hound presents the corkscrew. Just there, like these are some of my pride and joy, these special Alton Towers ones. A really nice ripsaw one there as well. Quite a simple design, just with the logo on. You know, like you look at that with it all. I really like that one. Another ripsaw one just here at the side. This has more got the blade and some sparks coming off it. This is another one that I got from a charity shop. Of course, over the years, with my family knowing that I like collecting theme park mugs, they've got me ones over the years. I bought a couple on eBay back when I was a teenager. I used to use some of my pocket money and stuff for buying them. And yeah, Nemesis on the Edge of Fear, I really like that. That was an eBay purchase. I think I only paid about £4 or £5 for that back in like 2005, 6 when I got a lot of them. We'll have a look at a couple more of these Alton Towers ones here. Really nice. I love this branding for Alton Towers, like where the magic never ends and the orange mug. That was my childhood in that mug, and that was actually bought by our family from the park. You know, that was brand new when I got it. Alton Towers, Staffordshire on the bottom. You know, I just love it. It's really nice. And of course another design here. This is from the late 90s, I believe, this one, with that Where the Magic Never Ends logo. But that was another one that I got on eBay. Yeah, I've looked a lot over the years, and of course I collected all this merchandise before it took off. I mean, it's took off a lot now. A lot of people, you know, probably to do with theme park worldwide as well, have started collecting so much merchandise. So things on eBay do tend to go for a lot more money now. But thankfully, a lot of the older stuff that I collect from Alton Towers, you know, I've got, which is great. I've pretty much got a lot of the mugs that I wanted from there. And of course, I used to look after the archives at Alton Towers, and because of that, I used to look at my mugs and compare them with the ones in the archives and think, actually, you know, I've got that one, or I've not got that one yet, I need to try and find it and things. Nice Katanga Canyon one just here, you know. I could go on for ages, but they're just some of my favourites from Alton Towers, you know. Like I've got all sorts. I Conquered the Log Flume. I'll show you these two. This video, I said to myself, oh, you know, it's not going to go on for too long, but that, you know, I wanted to go into depth with it, obviously, but I can't explain the story for every mug. It'd take a long time, wouldn't it? But I Conquered the Log Flume, of course, that's really special with the ride not existing. Now they built Wicker Man there. And I navigated the Grand Canyon ride there, of course, from the Grand Canyon Rapids before it became the Congo River Rapids at Alton Towers. And of course, the last one I'll show you now from Alton Towers for now, the old Alton Towers, so to speak. A nice Nemesis Sit Back It's Fright Time mug there with that old logo there. Oh, I love all the branding for it, and of course the branding for Nemesis created by the then marketing manager at the time, Nick Varney, who's now in the CEO, isn't he, of Merlin, in charge of it all, and John Wardley as well, you know, theme park legend. So to create this wonderful brand, so that's quite a special mug. Another one that was given to me by a family friend. Right, I'm going to pick a few more out, and let's continue looking at some of my theme park mugs. Now, ever since my parents first took me to Disneyland Paris in the early 2000s, I've always had a love and passion for the Disney parks and how they create immersive experiences and shows, parades. I love it so much. Of course, it wasn't actually until 2014 that I went to see Florida for the first time. And of course, I've been lucky enough since then to go and see the parks in Asia and, of course, the beautiful original Disneyland in California, which was outstanding. But more about that and the Asia parks later on. Let's look at a few different mugs that I've collected from Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney World over the years. Now, I've got a lot, but let's start off with we'll look at this one first. So this is quite a nice one, quite a simple design, but it's an older mug that I've got. It's got lots of different attractions around there, and you can see it's got Mickey Mouse, it's got the castle, and also the entrance archway to Walt Disney Studios, the second gate park that opened at Disneyland Paris as well. But you can see on the back there, it's got all the logo. During the 20th anniversary back in 2012, I went a lot. I went in a lot of the different seasons actually, and yeah, I've got quite a few different mugs, including this huge tankard. Look at this, and what's quite special, of course, I loved all that branding for that anniversary. Probably my favourite style branding they've done. But yeah, it's got like, you know, it's all embossed. It sticks out on the mug, which is great, and it's got like all the glitter glued onto it, so that's really nice. And of course you got Mickey in his outfit from the time, like the Sorcerer Mickey, but it was a bit more sparkly for the 20th. Along with that, they did another design, which was like the retro classic design, again, but this also features the balloon Panoramagique from Disney Village as well, and you can see the 20 on there with Disneyland Paris, and got a little car out the front, yeah, you know, and the parachute drop from Toy Story. But yeah, you know, this is quite a nice little design what they did there, and I've got a few different ones of that, but like I said, just looking at the Alton Towers ones, I can't go through every mug, but I certainly want to go into more detail than I ever have done. A visit during 2013 there, of course you got Sorcerer Mickey and the handle, that's quite cool, isn't it? I thought I'd share that one with you, with it being the 3. Going back to the 20th anniversary now, and a visit during Christmas. This is nice, it might be quite flat this mug, but you can see there it's got a jewel actually attached to it, and it's sparkling a little bit there, you see it's shining, so that's quite a nice one. Of course you got Mickey, Minnie, lots of other Disney characters all around on the front of the design there as well. And the final one that I'll share from Disneyland Paris, this one's great because it's showing all the different hotels, all the different resorts, what they've got there. And yeah, this is really nice. You can see the logos from all of them. And of course, it does feature Hotel New York that has now closed to make way for a Marvel hotel opening in 2020. So this is a bit of special merchandise now because obviously, you know, that's going to be changing. And yeah, it's quite nice to have that. Let's move on to Walt Disney World, one of my favourite ever mugs. This is probably in my top 10 theme park mugs that I've got, and this is of course from the Haunted Mansion. Look at this design. They also did these out in California as well, but yeah, look at that, really nice design. Of course it's all embossed on there as well. The handle is like a fire torch. Yeah, oh, it's amazing, and of course it's on both sides. You got the main logo there, and then on the back just there you got the H and the M, so really nice design. One of my favourite ever mugs, I've got that one. This one's nice, so this has got the different parks on with the years when they opened there as well. So obviously you got Magic Kingdom just over there on that side, moving on to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and then Animal Kingdom there in the order that they opened. And you got Walt Disney's signature down at the bottom, so that's quite a nice special mug that I've got here. Animal Kingdom. It's one of my favourite theme parks out there in the world, and this mug's very different to what I normally go for, but I bought this during my first trip out there, and I like how it's got Mickey down the bottom as well when you're having your coffee. But yeah, I bought this because I thought I need something from Animal Kingdom, but the mugs weren't great at the time. They've got better now. But yeah, it's got Expedition Everest on. You can see that just there. Spin it round. You've got Mickey, you know, other character on there as well. It's nice, you know, it's just a sort of, you know, a little throwback to that first ever trip. I needed to get something from Animal Kingdom because I loved it so much, but there wasn't loads available. This is a nice one from Epcot though. There you go, of course you got Mickey there with all the different flags from all the different pavilions that make up Epcot and World Showcase. Unfortunately, there's a lot of changes going on in Epcot at the moment. I'm not too sure if I like the sound of some of the stuff or not, but I'll be following it. You got to keep an open mind, and as Walt once said, you know, it's got to keep developing, hasn't it? Disneyland will never be complete. That's what he said. And then this one of my favourites ever. I love the Walt Disney World monorail. I've done some monorail videos before on here as well, like actually at the park and me building up one of the packs that I've got, one of the set pieces. But yeah, like this is really nice. And you've got the monorail on there with the castle in Magic Kingdom. And on the back there, you've got it in Spanish, like you get it on the actual attraction as well. There you go, we'll come back to some Disney mugs later on. Let's go to some more UK-based parks now and look at some different mugs that I've collected over the years. Let's start off then with Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I've got a few different mugs to share from there. My favourite park in the UK, all the classic wooden coasters, of course Icon that opened last year, something very different for them. And then of course Valhalla, which is one of my favourite rides out there in the world. I love it to bits, it's Ahsoka, but basically I said for a long time, Valhalla deserves more merchandise. And I've been saying that in these videos for a while on the channel, and when we've done vlogs at Blackpool, and I've been saying it, and I don't know if they've been watching or not, but there's a lot more merchandise for Valhalla, and in general there's a lot more merch for the park now. But look at these tankers, really nice these are, and of course you've got on the front there Valhalla, ride the adventure, and just a really nice design, isn't it? I love that. Still got the sticker on underneath. It was £10.95. It is one of my newer ones in the collection though, that. Let's move on to this one from the 120 years of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Of course you've got the dates on there, and yeah, a nice little bit of merchandise there that I got. That was from 2016. Of course, here we've got the Big Dipper. Now, a ride that's actually changed quite a lot. The layout was modified a long time ago now, but there's been a lot of changes, and we've got a really nice old picture of the Big Dipper on there. Really nice mug, and of course that was brought out to commemorate the ride, you know, so that's a really nice mug. It's quite flat. I mean, yeah, Pleasure Beach have gone from bringing out mugs like that a few years ago to stuff like this, so really good improvement there. Oh, don't want to do that. Moving on to Chessington World of Adventures. Before Merlin actually got it, this is an old mug what I bought in the Two Swords days, and really nice design on that, quite an old one. From Chessington, of course, you got some of the old characters and things on there, and yeah, it's nice looking back, isn't it, when you see items like that. 2012, of course, a huge year for me, launching Theme Park Worldwide, and the Swarm was a big thing for me that year, and one of the main reasons that I wanted to launch Theme Park Worldwide and move it on from Sandbrook Productions, because I knew there was something big to focus on in the UK, and that was the Swarm. Still one of my favourite roller coasters in the UK. Yeah, B&M Wing Coaster, and yeah, you look at that, nice mug for the Swarm, and you got the design of it down the side here. It's just I look at that and I think, oh, you know, that roller coaster, it just started so many things for me, and so many opportunities opened up from that, so that's really nice. Let's move on to a bit of a sad story, and then the mug's nothing special in terms of how it looks, but it's what it says on it and where it's from. Of course, it's from Pleasure Island in Cleethorpes, and you know, it's double-sided, I'll give them that. But yeah, a park that unfortunately did close a couple of years ago, and at the moment it's just been sort of left, all the rides have been taken out and it's waiting for development. It'll probably turn into houses, I guess, but yeah, it's, you know, very sad when we lose a park. We've lost lots over the years. Of course, American Adventure, check out the documentary if you've not seen it. Camelot, we lost that. So yeah, we've lost quite a fair few parks, so it's sad really. Here's another lost ride, and of course it makes the mugs sort of sad to look at in a way, but it's special that I've got them and my little piece from that ride, if that makes sense. This is from Hobbs Pit. Of course, it got rethemed at Pleasurewood Hills into the Rootin' Tootin' Target Trail. I always do that accent when I talk about that ride. But yeah, again, it's double-sided. But yeah, that was from Hobbs Pit. Scare attraction, ghost train ride, which was great. You know, I really enjoyed it with actors and stuff around it. It was good fun, but unfortunately, it didn't last, much like the next mug from Nemesis Subterra at Alton Towers. And you can see there, this was one of the early mugs before they brought out the proper big one that they did. I quite like to get the first release sometimes. A lot of the time, especially with the Merlin parks, they order in the merchandise and it doesn't come in time for the ride's launch, so they just make like a quick one like this and launch it, and I'm quite, you know, pleased that I've got that from Nemesis Subterra. The ride still stands there. It was used for Project 42 Scare Maze last Scarefest, so who knows what will happen. We'll keep this theme of closed rides going, shall we? Well, the ride still exists, but not under this brand. We've got Bubbleworks here. Tiny mug, this one. Look at it on the palm of my hand there. Tiny little mug from Bubbleworks, of course, at Chessington World of Adventures. This wasn't from the glory days of Bubbleworks, unfortunately. This was from when it got all the sponsorship from Imperial Leather, which then went and it just was left with loads of Imperial Leather soap bottles and things. But a nice piece of merchandise to have. These are still on sale when the event takes place again, from Hyde Park Winter Wonderland. I bought this during the 10th anniversary of the event, and it was nice how they positioned the Starflyer and the Ferris wheel to make a 10. I mean, it's backwards on the mug, but you can just make it out there. Well, it's alright for you guys, you can see it there, but as it is looking at it for me, it is backwards, but you can see it through the mug, and it's in the right way. Nice piece of merch. And finally here, let's have a look at this Megaphobia Thrills Beyond Fear mug. Really nice one, this, what was given to me from Megaphobia. One of the best wooden coasters in the UK. Well, my favourite in the UK anyway. I know for a lot of people, Wickerman did take the spot. And for some people, Grand National's still there. But no, for me, Megaphobia is my favourite wooden coaster here in the UK. And that's quite a nice special mug just there. Let's continue delving into some of my different theme park mugs. Now, back in 2014, Merlin went into a bit of a phase of creating theme park mugs that looked like this. And of course, I'm glad that I bought them because they only did them for that one season of this design. But look at that, how weird with how it goes in there and the handle. But went over to Heidi Park in 2014, Merlin Park, of course, in Germany, somewhere that I'm looking forward to getting back to go and ride on Colossus. Not Colossus, Colossus, the wooden coaster that's been closed for a couple of years, and then it's been like redone, all the tracks been refurbished for this year, so look forward to riding that. But yeah, there you go, that's from Heidi Park. I like the logo though, it does remind me very much of Thorpe Park. You've got Scream on there and Crake, and talking of that, I've got a couple more mugs from Heidi Park to show you. So this is a nice one from Scream, their drop tower that they've got at the park. I think that's another one that was converted actually from a observation tower into a drop tower. And then we've got one from here from Colossus. The original logo, of course, it looks, the branding, to be similar to Wicker Man, what they're doing now. So, whereas obviously here, the branding looks very similar to Colossus at Thorpe Park, which of course opened in 2002 as the world's first 10 looping roller coaster. And then we've got one from Craig, another budget mug just here, but I thought I had to get it because there wasn't a themed, an embossed one available. From Craig there, B&M dive coaster. It's not amazing, but it's still okay. It's well worth going back and check that. Some of the older vlogs from some of the trips, what we did over there, it was brilliant, really good. I enjoyed that one. So yeah, make sure you go and watch it. And of course, I look forward to going back and doing a new vlog with better equipment and stuff now, so it'll be great. But this is from Osiris, another park that I'm looking forward to getting back to soon. Osiris, of course, in Paris. Nice and easy to get to, that one as well. But yeah, that's from the B&M inverted coaster there. Moving on to another park that I fell in love with, and not so much now, but I used to really like it, Portaventura. I still love Shambhala and of course Dragon Khan. I bought this mug before Shambhala was put in, way before. But yeah, really nice Dragon Khan mug. It's a good design on that as well, isn't it? Like the colour scheme. Looks great from that side, but when you turn it round, it sort of gets ruined a bit by having Woody and Winnie, yeah, it is, isn't it? Woody and Winnie Woodpecker on. But there you go, and talking of Shambhala, let's get it in. A nice mug from when it opened. I survived Shambhala. I don't normally go for the I survived stuff because I think it looks a bit tacky, but that was pretty much all there was available on the opening day. They since went and brought out a better mug, which I've got in my collection up there. This is another one of my favourites. It's from Lost Gravity, the Mack Ride's Big Dipper. It looks like it's upside down. It looks like it should be that way. And obviously that's what the ride's all about, isn't it? A lot of the theme in the queue line and around it's upside down. You can't fit much drink in there though, look, it's quite small. It'll be a nice Lost Gravity mug there, of course, from Wallaby Holland. And they've got Untamed opening this year, which should be great. I look forward to getting on that. And it's got more inversions than any other hybrid coaster in the world. So that'll be quite cool. It's got 5. And then we've got Talican just here next, the Huss Top Spin, of course from Phantasialand in Germany. This mug's still on sale actually, I saw it when I was there in December. But yeah, look at that, really nice, isn't it, with the design, and I'm not sure, at the bottom there, it's like the side of the top spin, isn't it? But yeah, nice mug from Phantasialand. Another one here from well, not Defunct ride, but the whole brand changed, didn't it? From Rita Queen of Speed just to Rita at Alton Towers. So that whole theme sort of went defunct, didn't it? They got rid of it all when Dark Forest came in 2010. God, it's 9 years ago. 9 years since 13 opened, blimey. So yeah, like this is the Rita mug with the tyre, and one of the last mugs this was to be released before the ride, of course, changed just to Rita, and it dropped the Queen of Speed. And this is a really old one from Drayton Manor and Apocalypse. I've got to be careful with this because this is really light, it can easily scratch. Yeah, look at that from Drayton Manor. Unfortunately, they don't really push the thrill rides that much there now at Drayton Manor, which is a shame because, they've got stuff like Apocalypse, which is still one of the best drop towers I've ever been on. So, there you go, another little selection. Let's go back to some Disney mugs now. I showed you some of the ones that I've got from Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney World. Let's have a look at some what I've got from Disneyland in California and also from the Asia trip, where we went to Hong Kong, Shanghai and Tokyo. Now, we were lucky enough that when we had our first trip ever to Disneyland in California, they were celebrating 60 years of the park. So we went there and I managed to pick up a couple of great mugs, including this one here with that classic Disneyland logo, and you can see the diamond celebration is on here on the back. There as well, and of course on the inside it does say 60 if I spin it round, but that's a really nice mug, but not quite as nice as this one just here. It was expensive but it was worth it. Disneyland Resort Diamond Celebration, and it's got like a few like diamonds attached to it, like sparkly, like look at that. Really nice design to it, and the handle and everything. It was quite expensive, that one. It was about $30 I think, but it was well worth it just to have that as part of my collection. Yeah, it's lovely. I like looking at that one. Never been drunk out of any of these mugs, by the way. All of them are just for display purposes. I've never drunk out of them. Now, of course, we then went to Asia, me and Alex, and did a huge trip, and we saw Hong Kong Disneyland, Shanghai Disneyland, and ended it in Tokyo, our final ever Disney park. And I've got a few different mugs to share with you here from the trip. So, Hong Kong Disneyland, Mystic Manor, a trackless dark ride that's absolutely gorgeous, and so is this mug. It actually glows in the dark as well. You can see you got the Mystic Manor logo on there, and the same on the back with Hong Kong Disneyland on the branding. But that was great going there and seeing it. Also here, we've got this from Tron, Light Cycle Power Run at Shanghai, and this of course coming to Walt Disney World, to Magic Kingdom in the next few years. Construction's well underway on that actually. But yeah, Tron, a really nice ride. It's only a Vekoma booster bike, but it's heavily themed, it's got great throughput, the queue line, all the lighting, audio, top notch. Disney know what they're doing though, don't they? So yeah, that was great. And while we were at Shanghai Disneyland, we were there for the first anniversary, where I managed to pick up this mug. And here we got Mickey and Minnie with a one there, and of course the logo of the park, and celebrating their first anniversary on the back there from Shanghai Disney Resort. Now also, whilst I was on the trip, like I say, we went to Tokyo, so this is a mug what I got from there. It's not normally the style I go for again, but the merch wasn't that good in terms of mugs and things. There was a lot of character merch, but when it came to actually mugs and pins and things that I collect, there wasn't loads. But this is nice, because obviously you've got the castle there from Disneyland, and then at the other side you've got the volcano Prometheus, of course, from Tokyo Disney Sea. So yeah, two great parks at that resort. And this isn't related to Disney, but we did do this on the trip. We went to Fuji-Q Highlands in Japan, and we never got to see Mount Fuji because it was so like misty on the day. But I did get this mug with it on, and this is celebrating Fujiyama, one of their rides just there, what they've got. So there you go, a few nice bits there from the Asia trip. Anyway, I've got a couple more bits that I'm going to share from you, share here from my collection for you here at the World of Theme Parks, before I wrap up this first merchandise video. Now, as much as it's mostly mugs that I do like collecting, there's been some bits of glassware and also plastic cups that I have collected over the years, and I've got a few just to share with you here that are really special ones that, as much as they weren't a mug, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to get them. So yeah, we'll start off with this just here, and this is a Ripsaw glass, and look at this was bought by the family, really nice with the Ripsaw logo on from Alton Towers, the husk top spin, and yeah, there's not much else to it, but yeah, just a really nice little item there for my collection. Another one from Alton Towers here. It looks like glass, but it's actually a plastic cup. And this is very nice. I got this from eBay. This was an eBay purchase. And yeah, you can see there you've got Henry and Henrietta Hound on there, the old mascots for Alton Towers that we'd all love back as die-hard Alton Towers enthusiasts who've been in it for the long run. We'd love these back, we really would, you know, and really nice, sort of freshen them up a bit, you know, for the modern age. If you've been to Portaventura, then you'll know that you can have beers in these, and this is just nice to save, aren't they? You know, so you had a beer, you're a stroller down, and here it is, yeah, nice Portaventura branding on there, nice little like yard cup. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have to keep one of those. This is a new purchase. These were actually on sale at Blackpool Pleasure Beach last season, so 2018, right at the end of the season. I think it was my final visit. I was speaking to someone in a shop, and they were like, yeah, we found this box of old plastic cups from Pleasure Beach, and look at this, like, these are amazing. Blackpool Pleasure Beach Resort Theme Park, nice Pepsi cup there, and there you go, Europe's most gripping theme park, it says around the bottom. But look at some of the old rides. I'll just do a spin round so you can see that, let the camera focus on it. You got Funshine there on the flags, Revolution. Amazing, isn't it, just to see it all? But there you go, they were on sale, and I actually bought two of those because I thought, you know what, they're, you know, nice little item to keep, and with them, you know, being really cheap. I think I paid £4. Anyway, next up, a really special one. This is a Nemesis tin can, that another eBay purchase, but this is crazy. This is actually a can from 1994, I'm not joking. I've shown this in Merch Paradise before, but not for a while. Look at that, the Nemesis Sit Back It's Fright Time can. Back when Cherry Coke wasn't something what you could just go down Tesco and buy like now. And yeah, this is original Nemesis can. It's got the old Alton Towers logo on it, it's got the ingredients, and the best thing is if you smell it, it actually still smells of cherry. I'm not even joking. Shows, doesn't it, about recycling and stuff, you know, in this day and age, like how long a can can survive. There's no rust on it or anything, you know, it's crazy, it really is. But there you go, I thought I'd share that one again with you. Nice Nemesis tin can. And on the back there, it's got like all the ride restrictions and how to obtain your child's entry. I don't know why they're giving you a child's free entry when it was a big thrill ride, but there you go. The park was open until the 28th of October 1994. Alton Towers, the UK's #1 theme park. Crazy, isn't it? And then next up, another bit from Rita. Just a nice pint glass that I got, you know, nice Rita Queen of Speed one. There was one for Oblivion I've got up there as well, but thought I'd show you the Rita one with it not existing in that form anymore. And yeah, let's look at a couple more strange mugs that I've got now. Two here that are really a bit weird. And this is from Darkmare. I think they might have changed this now over at Cinecittà World in Italy. Look at the mug. How wonky is that? It's crazy, isn't it? Like, it's on a complete slant. And like the whole mug's like just really different. Look at the hook on the side like the handle. Yeah, so that's quite a nice one. It's a shame there's nothing on the back or in the middle, but yeah, Dartmouth, Cinecittà World in Italy. And then this one, people have said to me when I've brought my friends here and people I know like say, oh, you know, come and have a look around the world of theme parks in person. They've said to me, Sean, have you had that mug created for a joke? No, I haven't. This was limited edition. I'll show you the limited edition first. There you go, inside, limited edition. This is official Alton Towers merchandise. From a distance, it looks like the 13 logo, and it is. When I bring it closer, it's the 13 logo, but 14. What they actually did in the opening year, so this mug is 9 years old now, in 2010 when they opened 13, on Friday the 13th, just as a marketing stunt, they changed the name of the ride to 14. And look at that, you can see it there, 14. That is official, it's legit. I've not made it on, like, you know, spreadshirt or something. That is a genuine mug from Alton Towers from that year. And it's poor quality, like the print quality is not very good on it. But they did it just for one day, and you know, it was crazy. They completely changed the name of the ride to 14. So I thought I'm gonna have to share that one. Limited edition, and it's a nice one here for my collection. Just before we wrap up this video, I'm going to do one more segment, picking out a few more mugs that I want to share with you guys here on this video. Now, there might be a point where sometimes you think collecting mugs this size just isn't good enough, and you want something a bit like this. So it's mainly the Merlin parks that do it, but I know some parks out there have done, and Europa Park have started doing them, jumbo mugs. And this is one from Thorpe Park. I've got about 12 jumbo mugs. But yeah, look at the size of that. I'll put this on the palm of my hand. There you go, that gives you more idea of the size of these, and huge inside. But yeah, this from Thorpe Park. I've got various ones from Alton Towers, Chessington, mainly the Merlin parks, like I say. But yeah, nice jumbo mug there that I thought I'd share with you. And also one here from Europa Park. Blue Fire Mega Coaster, powered by Gazprom, Europa Park. You got the logo on that side. That's a good perspective of how big they are, with me holding the handle as well. And then, of course, on the other side, you've got the track itself, and you've got a train there completing the loop. But yeah, really nice. I like the jumbo mugs. Alton Towers Hotel, of course, I collect mugs for everything, accommodation as well. The hotel used to be so like to the theme of what Sir Algernon, and it's not so much anymore in my opinion, but the old logo was amazing. Of course, you've got the grand ship, which is there in the atrium of the hotel, which is still there today. Then you've got the really nice retro logo that I think looks a lot better than the new one that they went for in my opinion. But there you go, and that's embossed as well. It sticks out, which is really quite nice. This is from Portaventura from the late 90s, and this was one that a friend gave to me back when Portaventura actually had the gap in the name, so it was Port Aventura instead of Portaventura as it is today. That changed because of copyright reasons. You know, they couldn't get the permission to keep the gap anymore after changing ownership. But yeah, that's the old logo, and yeah, that's a really nice old one. I think that was actually from '95, so yeah, opening year. Cedar Point. I went on that huge trip to Cedar Point last year. I spent 5 days there and I loved it. I got a few different mugs, but here's one to share with you. Just a nice generic Cedar Point mug that I got, and it's kind of funny because it's not a small mug, but it's not a jumbo mug. It's like in between, so thought I'd share that one. Another one here, of course, from at the moment my #1 coaster, but we're going back to Cedar Point this year, of course, on our USA trip that we announced, and also doing many more parks on that trip. We're doing 20 parks, so it's going to be crazy. But yeah, like Steel Vengeance is still there at the top at the moment, but for how much longer, we'll find out. It might change after this America road trip, but we'll have to see. This one, I've got a couple of weird ones to end the video on now. This is from Yas Waterworld. Of course, we went to Dubai last year. This time last year we was there actually, it was great. And Yas Waterworld in Abu Dhabi, there you go. So this is located, oh, it looks like it's eating my head. This is a really nice mug. The water park itself, I thought was a bit disappointing. I did prefer Aquaventure, as we said in the vlog from the trip. But that mug, it's one of the best ones I own, I like that. And finally, Europa Park not letting us down with this mug just here from their hypercoaster from B&M, Silver Star. There you go, and you've got the logo and stuff there. Europa Park on that side, and a little look at the mug, which, what a weird design that is. Like, it's crazy, isn't it? It's just across and straight at the sides, but there you go, what a one to wrap it up on. I mean, I've shown you a lot of different mugs. I've got them on the floor here, but I look back at my shelves and I think, actually, there's still a hell of a lot of mugs on there. There's still a couple of hundred, but there you go. I've had a little look through some of the mugs. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, I just wanted to go more in depth than filming one video of this length. and just showing like 5 minutes of mugs, 5 minutes of key rings, you know. I want to do separate videos for it all so you guys can really get to see the merchandise that I've got. Of course, there's not going to be merch paradise this year. That's something what I'm not bringing back to the weekly episodes because I've shown a lot of the big stuff in this, really, you know. So I thought let's film this video and sort of talk more about everything in more detail so you can see it all here in a playlist on the channel. The next video that I'm going to be doing, we're going to be taking a look at theme park signage. Now you see little bits in the background and things, but I've collected so much more than what I've ever shown before. Of course, a lot of stuff's been given to me over the years from theme parks. My time working at Alton Towers, if that stuff was just lying about, I'd ask if I can have it and bring it to my collection or donate some money to Millions Magic Wand, their charity, and have it here for my collection. So, you know, I've managed to get a lot of signs over the years. I'm going to get them out, so quite a lot are in storage and things as well, so I'm going to get them out just for the video, line them out in here and have a look at theme park signage. So that's coming up in the next few days here on Theme Park Worldwide. So yes, I'll see you in the next merchandise video on the channel. Hope you've enjoyed looking at the mugs, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you in the next video.